today. So my name is Will Takewell. I'm our Associate Director for Student Leadership and Engagement here at the University of Mississippi. And I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about the forum today and some of our specific items that are really helpful for our student organizations as well as university departments. We are going to be utilizing the forum a lot more this upcoming year, obviously since a lot of things have been pushed to a virtual format, but then also because, it is a very helpful resource for us as we try to navigate our student leadership and engagement opportunities that we have available to students. So first and foremost, just want to make sure that everyone is aware of our website, union.olemiss.edu. So our union website is where we have all of our information about student leadership and engagement, which is over the forum. We have all of that information about our office here on our website. So if at any point you're sort of wondering where to get started, we have tried to put a lot of information on the student union's webpage. And so we definitely want to encourage you to check that out if you have questions. So first and foremost, want to just sort of show you where we have some information about the forum. If you click Get Involved on this main page, what it'll take you to is this direct link that will then take you to the forum. And so if you've been logged in, it will automatically let you have you logged in with your credentials for My Ole Miss. But if you are not logged in, it will take you to a page very similar to what you would see whenever you log into My Ole Miss or whenever you log into your webmail, whatever that might be. Very similar. You use the same username and password, and it will take you to the forum. But going back, definitely want to make sure that you're aware of some of the resources we have about how to utilize the forum. So if you go down in this menu to registered student organizations and then managing an RSO using ForUM, if you click on that, it's going to give you a whole page full of resources about things that you can do within the forum to help you sort of manage your portal, but then also manage anything that you might be having with events, anything that you might want to push out as a news article. And we talked about that a little bit in our Monday session with communication in the forum, which will have that recording of that session available on this web page, as well as all of the recordings of our sessions this week. So let's get into what I was talking about with managing our rosters. Today's session is actually one of our shorter sessions, but it gives you a lot of information about a really powerful tool utilizing our rosters feature for both university organizations as well as departments. So first and foremost, we'll start with our student organizations and we'll start with our general forum page. So this is my homepage, right? And like everybody's homepage pretty much looks the same. It has the same information on it. It just might have some different memberships that show for your membership as far as what you're a part of in different organizations or different departments, depending on what rosters you've been added to. So in order to see this as a membership, I have to be on this organization's roster in some capacity. I can be a member of that portal. I can be an officer, a director, whatever that might look like for you. You have to be on that organization or on that portal's roster in order to have it show in your memberships. So if you're not seeing something that you are a part of, it's not because they don't like you. It's just because you haven't been added to that roster. So we'll show you how to do some of this to make sure that you feel good about what we're working on and know a little bit more about roster management, as well as what you can do with some of our leadership positions within the forum. So I'm going to use the Associated Student Body as our example for this session. So whenever I click on ASB, before I manage it, it lets me just sort of look at what the organization is. And in order to then go in and actually manage it, I have to click this Manage Organization button. And the reason why I can click the Manage Organization button is because on the roster, I'm listed in a position that allows me to manage the organization and make changes. Specifically, I'm listed as one of their advisors. So since I have that access, I'm able to do that. But the really neat thing about the forum is that it will pull all of these information and will have all these really neat things here for you. So when anybody logs in and they go to your organization page, they can go in and look at all of this information as it's popping up for your portal. So it's really neat. So I'll click Manage Organization so you can see what this looks like. From here, it's going to take you to a page that looks, again, pretty similar to what we were just looking like. Of course, our Wi-Fi is running a little slow right now. But it will look very similar to what we saw just a moment ago. It just has a more management sort of like look to it, right? So like this shows me different things that our organization has been asked to sign up for. So like for our virtual involvement fair that we have coming up, you know, I can go from here to sign up the organization for these different times that are available, all of that good stuff. But we're going to focus on the roster. So you have these 3 bars right here at the top of your page when you're in the manage view, and that will then take you to a menu of different options for you to navigate to manage these different things for the organization. So again, we're focusing on the roster today just to make sure that we have a really good idea of how to utilize this feature and to really make sure that we can do this successfully for both student groups and our university departments. And we'll do a department next for any of our folks who are on the call as a staff or faculty member. So when you click roster, what it will do is it will pull up the roster for your organization. So everyone who is a member. So for example, you can see that ASB has 112 members of the organization on its roster currently, which is accurate. There are a lot of people in ASB. And what this does is it has every single person who is involved in something with ASB listed. So these are all the senators, these are all of the different directors, these are all the executive board members, all of them are listed here. And what it gives you access to is the ability to look up their emails directly. If they've logged into ForUM and if they have their account active, it's going to show you their email address directly. So you can click through and you can see all of this on your roster. And this honestly helps everyone because we know who's a part of what organization. And it also shows up on your co-curricular transcript after you've been added to the organization. So as you can see, I'm here listed as one of the advisors for ASB. They can see a picture of me. We're starting a push for people to put pictures in the forum just so we can sort of see folks in that virtual format, as well as my email address. So from here, you also see that Joshua Mannery, our ASB president, is the primary contact. Anybody who has all access to manage this, specifically our advisors and our presidents who are primary contacts usually, or if you're a department, you have a director that might be your primary contact for the organization. This can be changed year to year by clicking on this little pencil icon, and then you can shift to whomever the person that needs to be the primary contact for the organization, whomever they might need to be, you can change that. We can also go in and change that for you if there's ever an issue. For example, this past spring, you know, a lot of our organizations didn't have good transition periods. So we did have to take the time to go in and kind of manually transition a lot of people from being the primary contact to who the new primary contact is. So we're always happy to help with that. But this person really has all of the authority for the organization and will usually be the one that will receive information from us about important updates, but will also be sort of the point person for the organization in case we have any questions. This is also why it's really important to make sure that your officer positions are listed well within the forum. So again, you have the opportunity to list positions, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, because those will appear on your homepage, and they will also appear here in the roster in case people are looking for very specific people to do different things. So right here under our Manage Roster feature, you see that we're in the current view. And you can see from here too different sort of the pending and perspective. So pending, these would be people who have maybe like requested to be a member of the organization. So right now we have a lot of first year students who are requesting to be a part of the organization, and those will pop up in our perspective. So these are folks who've said like, I want to be a member of ASB, and that's not quite the way we do it. But you know, we can reach out to them and say like, hey, ASB has our first year experience program coming up if you're interested in getting involved, or hey, there are some other opportunities to get involved in ASB, but we're not just going to add you to the portal because that's just for members of the organization. So that's an important thing to know. Your pending will usually be people that you have sent invitations to, who are waiting on them to accept their invitation and their email. And so we're working on a process for hopefully launch in the spring, where if you have people that you want us to manually add to your roster, you can send us an Excel spreadsheet. We'll have a template that we'll send you, and then you send us the information back with their names and their emails, and we can then add it manually to the ForUM. So that takes the responsibility of them going and checking their email, although we don't know why people don't check their email. Like, that's the way we communicate now. But anyway, without having to send them an email to do it, they will just be manually added. So we're working on launching that for the spring, and we're excited about that to be helpful to manually add people to your rosters. But from here, you can manage all of those features yourself, as long as people just check their email and they accept membership. You'll also notice on the homepage, if you are pending membership for an organization, it will show under My Memberships that you have pending invitations. So you don't necessarily even have to check your email to accept an invitation to join one of these portals in the ForUM. You can actually join it directly if you just log into the ForUM and click on pending invitations and then accept whichever invitation you were sent. So from here, and now that we know a little bit more about managing some of those really like macro level things about the ForUM and your roster, I want to show you some of the more specific things. So for example, whenever we click on this little pencil icon right here, this will pull up Abby's specific profile, and then will allow you to change any of the positions that she might be a part of. So if she's vice president and risk manager, we can click both of those. Or, you know, if she's not vice president anymore, all you do is you unclick it and then you click save. I'm not going to do that to Abby. She's a great vice president. So again, if you need to change anything or you need to add other people, you can do that. You'll see everybody is a member, so that's like hollowed in. We can't change that because once they've been added to the roster, they're a member as well. But you can add additional positions for people. You can change positions for people. Whatever that needs to look like for your organization, you can do that there for those individual people after you've added them to your roster. And so adding a person is really, really easy. All you have to do is go to this little blue button right here, click invite people. And then what you do is you use their go or olemiss.edu email. And what it'll do is it will give you the option to then add that email address here. And from here, what you can do is you can actually add them in their different positions. So if they're just a member, you can just add them as a member. If they're the president, you can send them the invite as the president. So it's really up to you how you navigate that. And once you click send invitation, there will be an email that will go to them through the ForUM. And they will also see that it will pop up in their My Memberships under the ForUM, that they can then add that as their membership. So we're not going to send that to me again because I don't need it. I'm already in that. But that's an important feature to be aware of. So if you ever need to message everyone, you can click this messaging icon right here. And what you do is you create a relay. And so this allows you to create an email that can go to all of the members. So I would just select the position of member because, again, everybody is considered a member. So that will go to all 112 people who are listed in the ForUM under ASB. If I wanted to make it specific, I could. So I could just like pick specific people. Very similar to the way that you can do this in Blackboard. It's a little bit easier than Blackboard in some ways. And then you can enter the title of whatever you might be wanting to send them a message about. So let's just say it's a fall involvement festival. When I click generate, it then creates a temporary relay address. And when I click on this, it automatically pulls up my email browser to then send out the email from my direct email address. So really nifty feature. I know a lot of our organizations sometimes struggle to like get, you know, an email list together or a listserv. So it's pretty nifty to have in your back pocket if you need to utilize it. So again, it goes to all 111 people. You can change it and edit the email however you need to, but it's pretty helpful as you navigate trying to contact everybody, and it will email them directly. So go back a little bit too, just to make sure that folks know what things are. Whenever you click on manage positions, what this will do is it will show you all of the different positions that exist in your ASB or in your portal for your organization. So as you can see, we have an additional advisor position for ASB. And what you can do is if you need to change any information about this, if you need to change the name of the position at any point, or if like that position goes away after you rewrite your governing documents or whatever that might look like, you can change that here under the edit. And then you can also change what that type of officer or what type of position that is. Is it just a member? Is it an officer? Or is it the president? And so again, officer. From here, you can then indicate if you want this person to show on the organization's public roster, which that is the roster that is available for people to look at on the main page of your organization. You can also make it active, or if it's not checked, it'll be a past position, so you can take the position down if you want to. And then this is a new feature of receiving organization contact form emails. So if you want them to receive any email that comes through the forum of like a student looking to get involved or who has a question about anything related to that organization, this person would then be CC'd on those emails and get a copy of it to their email. The big thing here is the set management access portion. So from here, you can decide what kind of access different officers have to your portal for your organization or for your department. If it's no access, they can't really do anything in your portal other than just be a part of it. And the things that you set to public, they'll be able to see and interact with, and they won't really be able to manage any of the features. If you click all access, people will have all access to do everything that you see me do right now. They can do in your portal with any of the information that you have. So they can delete things, they can post things, they can change things, they can update your roster, they can do all of that stuff. Limited access allows you to then decide what different things you might want them to have access to change or to play around with. So they can do a view, so like they can view the documents, but they can't like delete anything or upload it. Same thing with like elections, they can view the elections, but they can't necessarily like start an election process within your organization portal. Same thing with events, they can view your events if they're like for the organization and whatnot, or they can like look at what might be pending, but they can't put in events. So in order to give people the all access for all of that stuff, they have to have full access. So that's how you set management access for folks on your roster. Again, you can do that with any position. And if you don't see positions, so what happens in ForUM is we have standard positions that exist for every single organization. And so what you can do is if you don't see your specific position, because like most of these are not preloaded into ForUM, right? Like these are all ASB generated. So what they have done is they go in and they create add position. And from here, you create the position and you can set all of those different things that you want to set for that position to be able to do from this page. So pretty helpful as you're sort of navigating the different names of things for officer positions, and then making sure that you have the accurate information year to year as you navigate your ForUM pages. So the last thing I want to show you all with the roster and the student organization view, because we'll also do the departmental view so y'all can see what that looks like. But when you go to export roster, that will allow you to download the roster with all of the information that you have in ForUM. And so as you can see, it says go to your downloads page. I click the downloads page link, and then I can download that roster right here. It pops up, and I'm able to then look at it. And I can see, okay, here's all of my roster. I have everyone's username. I have everyone's ID for the most part, their first and last name, as well as their campus email and their preferred email and their phone number if they've listed that in the ForUM. And then this is your organization ID. So that's the organization number that ForUM has generated for ASB. So again, really helpful as you're sort of navigating all of that to make sure that you have correct information for all of your folks in your organization. Really easy to build a directory from here as well. If you need to just add in some information from people, if you need to have a directory for folks to contact each other in your organization. So that is our student organization portal and what that looks like to manage the roster. As you can imagine, it's pretty similar for our university departments. So I'll show you our student union one. So again, you can see that we have our general page right here, our home page, and all the different events and whatnot that are coming up. And so when I click manage organization, I'm then able, as a person who has manager access for our student union portal, to go in and look at the different things that we have available to us for signing up for our virtual events that are coming up. And then I can navigate to our roster. And so as you can see, we have our roster here. On our departmental roster, we have all of our staff, our graduate assistants, and then some of our student workers as well, who need access to the various things that we have on our portal. And so as you see, it's very much the same thing. And what we have done is just sort of create staff positions, and then we're able to sort of navigate here. And so like our members, our general members are just our student workers, and then our staff are obviously folks that are on our student union staff with that designation. Again, you can message people from here if you need to send a message to all of our staff. You can also do the work that I talked about earlier with inviting people. You can do that here as well. Also managing positions, if anything needs to change, if we need to add anything. So if you wanted to add everyone's specific position, you can do that. So if you have like a coordinator level position that you want to create, you can do that. You can say, you know, events coordinator. Then you can make it a member position, and you can allow them to do the different things that you need them to do and give them the access that you would like to give them. So again, this can be really helpful as you're sort of managing different sort of contacts for your office, and giving students the opportunity to see who's in your department as well. Because when you go to our About page, you can then see all of this information that we have here for students to reach out to us and contact us within the ForUM. But then when you navigate here to actually get the Explore view, which the Explore view is what general students can see when they log in, you can get all of this information about the student union right here, and see the information that we have posted. You can also contact us directly through there. So it's helpful to have that roster updated to the people who are actually going to be doing the work of making sure that when students contact us or other people on campus contact us, they're able to get a response. So rosters are a really helpful thing for managing the positions within your organizations, but then also making sure that you have updated contact information and just making sure that the right people are in your organization. What we need help from a lot of our student organizations and departments, you know, as things change on your roster and as people end their memberships, making sure to take them off of your roster. So for example, when Blair graduates, all we will have to do is click right here and we can end her membership as a member of the student union portal. So we want to make sure that, you know, you're aware of that, and we need your help in doing that so we can keep information accurate. You know, a lot of times we get very aggressive emails back from people who say, why are you still contacting me? I graduated a month ago. Well, unfortunately, we don't have the ability to quickly remove people from the ForUM. And so that's where we need your help in sort of managing your portals and just making sure that it's as accurate and as up to date as possible, to ensure that the right people are getting information about student organizations, student engagement opportunities, and student leadership opportunities. So that is our session for this afternoon. Again, I will post this information on our website for you to refer back to this video at any point. And definitely make sure that you are checking out our student union website, specifically all these great training videos. These are very quick, about 2-minute videos if you ever want to watch them to learn a little bit more. I kind of give you a very deep dive into the ForUM with these videos, which is important, but we want to definitely make sure that you're aware of some of these quicker things that you can do, and just in case you need access to do something quickly in the ForUM. So if you ever have any questions, please reach out to us at getinvolved@olemiss.edu. We have our 4th ForUM focus session tomorrow that we're excited about. So if you're joining us then, we will see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you all so much for your attention, and please reach out if you need anything. Have a great afternoon.